I am I I am beyond I am beyond frazzled. I have been streaming for an hour and 40 minutes to no one, thinking that no one was just joining. But I finally look over at the other screen to look at the concurrent viewers and see that privacy is set to unlisted for some reason. I don't know why the privacy was set to unlisted. I don't know why, because it always defaults to public. I don't know why it just suddenly decided to default to unlisted there. I'm gonna put that VOD up, but I'm not happy about it. Holy cow. No, I didn't just do that. I didn't just do that. No. I didn't just do that. I didn't. I've been streaming for an hour and 40 minutes to an unlisted stream, completely blissfully unaware of what I was doing. An hour and 40 minutes of my time. No. Oh my gosh, that's gotta be the biggest blunder I've ever made in my entire life. Yeah, I'm putting that VOD live. The schizo VOD. I'm sorry, that's loud in anyone's ears. Oh my gosh. How did I not notice for that long that I was streaming to an unlisted stream? The whole time I'm like, oh man, I wish there was people here. This is like the whole point of this stream's like a video Q&A. Like, man, I guess I'll just talk to myself for an hour for until the stream ends. I'm so glad I saw that, because I would have just kept streaming until like the allotted time was up, and then I just would have stopped. Oh, that's right. I don't have enough spells to fight this boss. Oh my gosh. I really just did that, didn't I? I really did just do that. I'm gonna rename that stream to the Schizo stream. That's... Ugh. Wow. That is probably the stupidest I've ever felt in my life right there. That is 100,000% the stupidest I've ever felt in my entire life. Right there. Accidentally streaming to no one for almost 2 hours. For anyone filtering in now who is completely blissfully unaware of why I'm so frazzled, I've been streaming since 3 p.m. to no one. I've been streaming to myself, effectively. I've been on an unlisted stream, completely unaware that the stream was unlisted, because YouTube always defaults my stream uploads to being public. So I just assumed everything was perfectly fine going in today. Apparently, it's not like that anymore. I guess they might have changed the default or something, or it just was wrong today. But it defaulted to streaming unlisted, and I just didn't realize. So I like just a second ago, I was in the middle of fighting the skeleton dudes, the skeleton lords, and I just noticed. I looked over to see if there's anybody in the stream yet, and I just noticed. It's like, oh yeah, no, privacy? That's unlisted, bud. No one's coming to this stream. No one even knows you're streaming, dude. I feel so dumb right now. It is unreal. Oh, that sucks. That sucks worse. But yeah, if anyone's confused, that's what happened. I watched a stream where the guy didn't have the game captured. It was just him on a black screen. I told him this, and he said, okay, I'll fix it. Then enabled audio, but still just a black screen. He ignored me when I said it wasn't fixed, so I left the stream to No one with a black screen. His VOD was hours long. I went back and checked. Wow. Wow. Nah, if I discovered that happened, I would not put up that VOD. I would just be like, hey guys, very, very sorry. No, I said a lot of really cool stuff too. I told a lot of stories and talked about stuff I've been doing. I'll repeat it if I have to, but I don't really want to, because I was basically just schizo speaking for 2 hours. The thing that sucks the most about it is I had 3 hours of time allotted for stream, and I've burnt through already like 2 of those. I'll try to extend it for another hour, but man, I feel dumb. I feel really just stupid. I'm just gonna pretend like nothing happened now, though, which is gonna be very impossible. What's up, everybody? How's it going? How's everyone's Tuesday? Mine's going all right. Definitely the funniest thing to happen to me today is this. If you've got any questions about the video, go ahead and drop them. I'll be happy to talk and answer questions and talk about the game itself. I'm currently just running sorcery build. It's a build type that I've tried doing a few times in Dark Souls 2, but I'm not a big fan of sorceries in these games, so this is kind of a new thing for me. Oh, that was a long wind up. I didn't even notice. I noticed that one, but I just did not react accordingly. Dark Souls 2 video today was pretty good. I think being able to argue both sides of the debate makes you understand your arguments better. Yeah, no, that's the whole purpose of the video. Because initially, the video was supposed to be a completely different topic. Like, it was meant to be about a specific comment that I've been getting for the past year since the other video came out. The comment basically just being like, oh, Dark Souls 2 is a good game, but it's not a good Souls game, which is a comment I very heavily disagree with. But when I started breaking it down, I realized that while I was correct in my, dictation there, like I was correct in my thinking, the arguments I could have made were just not like the best, because there's not really a good way to argue it. It's just like, all you gotta just do is say like, oh, Dark Souls 2 does expand on the formula, it utilizes the formula well, and it doesn't like fail at doing the same things that Dark Souls 1 and 3 do. Like, it's still a perfectly fine Souls game in those regards. Like it's not bad at all. And the reason why I dropped off of it was that it's like, this argument would take like 6 minutes to do, and then it's like over. Like, all my points would be repeats, and just would be a very boring video afterwards. So I dropped it for that reason. And then as I was brainstorming, I was like, well, what if I just do the opposite of last year? Like, what if I just talked about the things I think make Dark Souls 2 not good? And I thought that was a good idea, so I went with it. And I'm really proud of some of the criticisms I made for it. Yeah, I'm not going to fight this guy in the dark with a spell bill. It's not very fun. Dark Souls 3 tried different things at least. Dark Souls 3 leaned too hard on remember this from Dark Souls 1 and doesn't have much identity on its own. I think it has a perfectly fine identity by itself, but certain aspects of it are kind of like that. Like, I feel like Aldrich would have been a very cool fight even if it still was an Anor Londo, but I feel like it being an Anor Londo just kind of made it feel more like, hey, remember Anor Londo from Dark Souls 1? However, that's not a great example to use because it's pretty passable. Like Aldrich, the Eater, the Devourer of Men, Eater of Gods, would of course go to the kingdom of the first gods in order to, eat one. I don't know. I wouldn't go to God's uncle's house to eat God. I would go to God's house to eat God. If you catch my drift there. But it's perfectly fine by itself in some ranges, like the Abyss Watchers, Lothric and Lorien, so the twin princes, Yorm the giant, pretty much all the Lords of Cinder, pretty much all of them, they all do exceptionally well at being Dark Souls 3's own identity, because nothing about them really screams, oh, Dark Souls 1. Aldrich is the only one where it's like, oh yeah, he's in Anor Londo. You remember that? Remember Ornstein and Smough? Remember Guinevere? That's the only one of those main fights where I think of that. The final boss is very cinematic, but I think the final boss does suffer a little bit from, hey, remember the other games? But it's still a wonderful final boss, and Dark Souls 3 is great in its own ways. Ring City really capped the trilogy in a big way. Oh, it did. The Ring City, by far, if it weren't for Old Hunters, or not whatever, Bloodborne's. If it weren't for Bloodborne's DLC, then I think Bloodborne would be my absolute voice crack. Bloodborne would be my absolute favorite. My brain just fizzled there. Bloodborne's Old Hunters DLC is my favorite DLC. Ring City would be my favorite if it weren't for Old Hunters. There we go. Just because Old Hunters puts a very big shining bow on the story that is Bloodborne, and it concludes it in a way that I think is very, very concise. Ring City is great. It's awesome. It does everything the whole Old Hunters does, and more. I don't know. I guess for me, it's just the quality of the bosses. It's like Ring City. All the bosses are bangers. Half-Light's kind of, but I think being the boss of Half-Light's like really cool. I'm actually just gonna go back. I'm just gonna throw myself at the. Actually, no. I'll go get the key for this spot. Half-Light's kind of bad, but you know what? I'm gonna think on that actually before I speak any more on this. Before I schizo any further, I'm gonna think more on that argument. I don't think I have enough thought put together for it, because both those DLCs are very close together in my head. I should preface that first. Both of those DLCs are very, very close in my mind as being really great pieces of media. Hey. In their own rights. I don't actually know where this key I'm looking for is. It could be pretty much anywhere. Ow. Yeah, both great pieces of media in their own rights. I just don't know really where the distinction actually is for my preference for Bloodborne. I'll definitely have to think about that. That answer might change a lot. Also, I just cornered myself. I'll use this opportunity to look up where the Ki meeting is. I agree with that. I do like how Dark Souls 2 tries something different with the story too. It tries something different with everything, with the story, with the formula. It likes to experiment around. And I very much so appreciate that the B team at least made an attempt to make changes that weren't like they don't sully the reputation of Souls. It doesn't really like try to overwrite what Miyazaki was doing with Dark Souls 1. It just tries to be something on its own and present stuff for the future, and it does a really good job at doing that. It just doesn't do a good enough job. Like that was my whole point in the video. It tries, just not hard enough, unfortunately. I missed that very, very much. Okay, great. Bit late, anyways. Fall, yeah, fall. Dark Souls 2 has the greatest enemy, the Falconer, so that outweighs all the negatives. Indeed, the Falconer is amazing. Very, very low, not very low chance, but decently low chance that it throws its Falcon at you. But it's enough of a chance for me. True, the Falconer run animation is the best thing FromSoft has ever done. It is. Absolutely. The run animation's outstanding. Thoughts on Living Failures. I really like them, but I think they're probably bad objectively. Yeah, in concept they're pretty cool. Like the church's like attempt at like for one of their first attempts at like creating a great one. Like they're great in that sense, but I don't know. Just as a boss, they're just kind of meh. See, whenever I talk about them, like this happened just barely. Like, I can use this as an example because it just barely happened. Because I was just talking about Ring DLC, but I almost forgot that Half-Light exists, because it's like just such an underwhelming fight for me that I just kind of ignore it, or like I forget about it. Living Failures are the same way, where it's like the quality of that fight is diminished enough that I just kind of forget that it's there. So while I think the boss itself, the lore, the where its placement, like what it is, it's cool. I don't think it's a great fight. I don't think it's a great boss. Like I didn't like really. I can't look at that boss and really think about like, oh wow, this is so cool. Like I'm very glad I'm fighting this. I just kind of sit there and think like, oh wow, is this really necessary? Do I need to be fighting this right now? I did not look up the thing I said I was gonna look up. However, fortunately enough, Living Failures is not the worst thing in that DLC. That would be Lautrec. I am very disappointed by Lautrec. He's my least favorite boss in the entirety of Bloodborne, and for good reason. It's just like this guy has been hyped up as like one of the greatest members of the church, and yeah, you get to him and he's on this throne and everything's all specialized for him and stuff, and then you fight him and he's just a lava spewing cleric beast that is nothing really too special. My favorite item in the game, baby. Gonna die to fall damage here. Nice. Lawrence. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah, Lawrence. Lawrence, the first Vicar. Who is Lautrec again? There's a lot of L names in the Soul series. I believe Lautrec is the gold guy from Dark Souls 1. I believe that's Lautrec. No, it was Lawrence. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Fapring in Dark Souls 1. Yeah, no, my bad. Yeah, no, Lawrence the first Vicar. Ludwig was a very fun fight. I really liked Ludwig. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the bonfire and actually search up this key's location, because I'm what you would call at a loss. Lawrence and cut content was supposedly the bloodletting beast in the Chalice dungeons, which makes way more sense for him thematically. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that does make way more sense thematically for Lawrence. All right, let's see. Lost Center key location. In a room with a Ferrous lockstone lock, opens a new area, we can get the key. Okay, got it. That is not right, game. Yeah, under the servants' quarters. That means I have to fight the ruined sentinels, which I don't want to do. But if I must, I shall try. I don't have a thing, though, so I'm gonna go talk to a lady. He's cool in the sense that Lawrence is the first, and therefore everything after is a copy, so it makes sense for him to be the same. Yeah, that's fair. The thing, I don't really say like cleric beast isn't like that's the big con. The big con for me is the lava spewing. It's just annoying. It's just an annoying gimmick to work around. It's not very fun. I always had Kennen, his bloodthirsty spirit or whatever, gets sucked into the nightmare. I don't have very many headcanons for the game itself. Oh no. Do that. Get one of these. Grab Leningrast's key.
Thank you.
I'm just thinking about Bloodborne now. Yeah, I don't have many headcanons for Bloodborne. I only have any like theories or anything. Like I feel like what's in Bloodborne is pretty condensed and is at least on its own solid enough to be what it is. Trying to think of an area I can get a fragrant branch. Oh no, there is an area I know of. It's past the okay, more Lost Sinner throwing time, but better, but not bad. Man, Bloodborne is just, Bloodborne is like one of the few games in the Souls lineup that I'd say is like, as it like by itself is like, I would say it's complete. Like, I don't think a Bloodborne 2 like as a player is like a really cool thing, but I don't think I really want it for the story. I think it would just kind of muddy the waters of what is already a pretty concluded set of events. Like Miyazaki very much so nailed it with that and Old Hunters. Like it's definitely a done and done story, or a one and done story. Sekiro is one and the same. Like I think we definitely could take Sekiro and there could be more stuff there with that, but for what it is, Sekiro is basically complete. The Souls games are also complete, but that one's more like a 3-game kind of event of completion. I'm really hoping that Elden Ring, with the Shadow of the Erd Tree, at least the story of what's going on in the lands betwixt, or the lands between, gets its due diligence, gets completed. This might be... That one might kill. No. Bad time to do that. Yeah. Ooh, nasty. Okay, one more that I have to switch. I kind of like I like Miyazaki's route of telling stories. Like just when he makes games, that story should be done ideally in the one game it's in. Like I like that way of doing things. Like if you want to tell a story, at least try to tell it all in one go. Like sequels are great, but I feel like sequels like really make things tricky in some regards with some IPs. Oh, that sucks. Not like all the time, but it sometimes makes things tricky. My headcanon is whoever I'm fighting against at that time is stupid. Yeah. I'm currently headcanoning that right now with the Lost Sinner. Though a big part of that is definitely because I'm using sorceries only. But I mean, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I have a knife. Like, she's got like that massive sword. I have like this puny little blade. But Miyazaki's way of doing things and completing, or at least trying to complete stories in one game is really nice. Because I feel like it allows for the internalized story to be more rich and developed, and you never feel like there's like a cliffhanger, or like there could be more. Especially when things are left up to interpretation in some ways, and in other ways they're not. Like the cycle of light and dark, lighting the fires and stuff, I think that's really cool. And how you winning at the end just sets up the cycle. And seeing a part of the game towards the end of that cycle, because Dark Souls 3 is definitely not the end of the cycle, but it's very much so getting close. So seeing those two things together is very, very nice. Get the double shield red eye guy. You can summon him here. Oh, perhaps. I'm gonna go ahead and laser this thing. Yeah, you walk away. You walk away. I feel like I can do this by myself though. I'm not like a fan of using summons, so I'll try it again like this. Otherwise, I'll make a lay attempt. That was close. All of my levels so far, since I started, have been into magic. Like, I have not done a single thing into health or any of that, so... I have base ADP, which is really beginning to hurt. I'm surprised I didn't hit. That's been hitting all day today. Like that. Ooh, that's not good. Careful. Beep. Wait for a moment to do that. Track back onto her. Ideally, I want to do more than one spell cast per turn, but she's got the floor right now. I'm gonna give her as much of it as she desires. There we go. Yeah, I can do that by myself. See. All right, that's gonna be a lot of souls I'm gonna use for very, very specific allocations of levels. There's my branch of yore. I like how it's implied that Gale ate everyone in the world, and that's why the Dark Soul is concentrated in him. He has all the scraps of humanity in the world, all condensed into one old Santa. That's a good implication, yeah. Like everyone's souls are just like condensed in one guy, and he's like, yes. I feel like.
You have a that is.
I don't know. Don't know what I was supposed to say there. It's cool. 14, and just power dump into. Oh no. Take my dex down by 4. Put faith up by 5. Now I can use Dark Orb. No, I want to place that with Dark Orb. There we go. Dark Orb, yes. I love the hexes in this game. The hexes are my favorite thing. I guess literally eaten too, considering he's straight sucking on the pygmy blood. Yeah, perhaps a bit more literally. I think he's in a cell on the right side from the elevator. Souls and cookies. I was refreshed by Liza P having a really good complete narrative during cutscenes and supplemental lore in the item descriptions. Ooh, that's exciting actually. I'm currently still waiting on it to go on a... It's on sale right now on Steam, but I'm waiting for it to go on a better sale because I would like to play that at some point in time. At first, I was just kind of like unimpressed by it. I didn't like the way it like initially looked, but now that I hear more about it, I want to give it a shot. I just went to the wrong bonfire. Ew, hex build. Yeah, no, I'm only doing it because I've never actually done one. Can't believe how good it turned out to be. You know, it's comments like that that actually make me want to play. Because before it was just like, oh, it's like a Bloodborne inspired game. It's like I've kind of gotten like tired on the whole Souls-like rhetoric. Like I've tried a few of them. I have yet to actually enjoy a single like true to faith Souls-like. So hearing that there was one that was a lot more like Bloodborne and how it like looked like it worked, I just wasn't interested. But now that I hear more about it, I'm very much so looking forward to trying it out. The only issue is at the moment I don't have the funds to allocate towards a whole game. Hoping the summer sale will have it go on sale for a bit cheaper, but if at any point in time I have $45 to spend, then I will spend it on that. Also, that sucks. I knew it was coming and I had the button pressed ready. I just still didn't do it. My timing today is awful. Oh well. You know, I'm very excited to try out Liza P. One thing I was saying on my Schizo stream that I didn't get to say now is I heard about this game before it came out, and I thought it was interesting before, but I kind of just forgot about it. I actually picked it up for like a couple of dollars during the winter sale. It's this game called Tales of Iron. It's like a 2D... people have said it's like Souls-like, but I don't really know yet. But I'll just say Souls-like for the sake of it. It's like a Souls-like game about rats, or medieval rats, a kingdom of them. And I picked it up because I was like, oh, it's kind of topical to the channel a little bit. I need to get around this guy better, and not have these things occur to me. There we go. Yeah, like a little Souls game about rats. So I might play that on stream at some point fairly soon. Don't know when, but I'm planning on checking it out. Ouch. Silly you have the fund. You just prefer to eat. That is true. I do in fact have $45 right now, which would in fact get me the game. However, I really do enjoy eating food at night and not going to bed hungry. I also enjoy buying the power that goes to my home, and also I'm quite fond of having gas in my car. All of these things are things that I don't think I could give up, but it's for Lies of P, so why not? I don't actually know how good Dark Orb is against these guys, but we're gonna find out. Ouch. Cut that out, sir. It is just as effective as the other stuff. Wow, I still don't have enough souls. Not souls, but spells. I have consumables to make it better, but I don't think I have any of them equipped right now, so. Stop putting up your shields. Put them down so I can hurt you more. I do love me some bosses that are just ads, but as a boss. Just other enemies. Making it so I can't look at chat while I fight the boss because there's too much to focus on. Two dark orbs left, and I still have 7 Skelebos. Yeah, there it goes. Crap. Oh, hey, baby. You hungry? Yeah, she's hungry. I've got my dog in here right now, and she just went up to my desk and just stuck her nose up next to it. There's another Skilla-boy. Come on, man. Leave me alone. Okay. Crunch a life gem. Crunch another life gem. Use that. I want that guy dead now. And then he should spawn my least favorite enemy. Yerp. Skella wheels. Eat one more life gem. Just go from the rotten already you're at. Yeah, I probably should. I don't have enough health to make it down there though, so I want to get to Earthen Peak so that Gilligan can spawn. Because even with the cat ring, I will not be able to survive the drop. Or at least I don't think I will. I shouldn't be able to survive the drop with this setup. I have one. Okay, I was talking about this during my Schizo stream, but I'm playing a lot of Monster Hunter World. I keep like pressing the wrong button to dodge because the dodge button in that game is A, and in this game it's B. So I keep hitting A to dodge like it's gonna do anything, and it's really funny every single time. The moment I found out life gems were infinite, I started to breeze through the game. I mean, fair enough. That's how it is for many people. Oh, hey. I've got both of my dogs in here now. They're both very cute. And I started to... When I figured out they were infinite, I just kind of was like, oh, nice. Free healing. So I just started, like, eating them whenever. I typically don't go for it, though, until I've, like, completely wrapped up a build. Like for now, I still have a lot of, like, other, like, stats to go for and things to do with my build, so I'm gonna focus that stuff first and then I'll go for it. That way I'm not like pouring excess souls into something that I could use or like save for a better thing. But I can already just go through here and use this.
There.
Bearer of the curse, seek lest. Alright. Give me my 4 dicks. I want to use the rapier I got. I've never used this rapier, but scales with the stuff I'm doing, so it should be a much better choice for me. So let's try to get some upgrades for it. Lemongrass, go inside your house. Go make some stuff. Unfortunately, I don't know why I wasn't thinking about it, but I wasn't grabbing Titanite shards, which is really dumb of me. Like, that's like the first thing you should always do, is grab Titanite shards for any possible upgrades. I guess I was just so magic-minded that I was like, ah, yes, Titanite shards, physical weaponry, nah, nay, I don't need it. Get gesture pants instead of ladder and push them off while you're at it. Perhaps. Sounds like an intriguing idea. I might have to oblige. I also don't know if this weapon scales with regular Titan. I mean, it should scale, but I don't know. I'm not too sure I'm saying scale. It should use it. No, it's twinkling. Dang. Alright, looks like I gotta go find his daughter, or find those little dudes on the ground. There's a decent amount of twinkling titanite in this area. Hate that guy, I don't know why. I used to hate him, but I don't know, over time I've begun to like him. I'm not too entirely certain as to the reason. Buy 3 of those just for the heck of it. I forget what this hex does. Combust violently. Yeah, I'll consider it. Just talk to her. Perhaps we'll meet again. Time to move shop. Okay, I forgot to do that when we played the keyboard only version. I forgot to spam her dialogue to actually get her to move. So I'm gonna not forget that this time. Yeah, I guess I'll look up where the twinkling titanite is a little later. Let's see, it's about 5:35. Yeah, I got time. I've got some time. I like how she just stood there and was like, yeah, so what? Pelt me with spells all you want. I don't care. I don't know how to describe it, but like these like dudes in this game, they like feel more grotesque than they do in other games, but I don't know, the other games just have like literal like beef jerky people, so I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna step away for just like a minute or so. Someone is calling me. All right. Cheer stream over. 'Twas my mother whomst called. No, come back. Little dude. Come back. I need to kill you. Ah, dang it. Alright, well. Trying that again. Please, I need you for my sword. So part of the stream that was never to be the unlisted one that I accidentally didn't realize I was doing. I mentioned in the chat of that stream that I was going to be late when I initially made it, and I was. So I went to the store. So I'm making a crock-pot chicken tonight. Very, very good meal I'm making. And that's what my call was about, was whether or not the meal was prepped or not. I don't know why my mom does not trust me to make these meals. I'm never late on making those. But I'm very much looking forward to it because it's very good chicken. I say crock-pot chicken like it's just gonna be like chicken from a crock pot. Now it's like pulled chicken, like we're gonna do barbecue with it. Yep. And there he goes. There both of them go. Oh well. Time to kill a fatty. Not one of these guys, but the fatty. Welcome to Earthen Peak. Successfully the only area from Dark Souls 2 to have a direct inclusion in any of the future games. Which is hilarious considering this place does not have very many actual fans. Oh boy, here he comes. I forgot to dodge again. Covetous Demon's lore, like, Covetous Demon by himself is kind of goofy. I mean, he's got good lore. He was basically turned this way because he was, lusting after Mytha, the Baneful Queen. Wait, no. I don't know, Mytha, the next boss, the snake lady. He was lusting after her beauty, and was, like, basically just begging her, like, please, ma'am. Let me in your DMs, ma'am. And she got sick of it, so turned him into this. At least that's the lore of my understanding. Could be a bit different. Could be a bit different, but that's the gist. I'm pretty confident that that's decently accurate. But I know him as the funny boss because he's big and fat. I'm finding this the urge to say Arbozo each time you die. Don't fight the urge, just do it. That's hilarious. Do it. You say, the more you say Arbozo, the more I feel like I need to get better at these games, so the more I'll play them off stream and get better at these games. It's a positive feedback loop, using negative language. Don't think this guy sells anything else that I really need. I mean, he sells these things. These are helpful. My teachings will save you? Sir, I'm doing a hex build. Your teaching will not do anything. Dead again, hex.
Visit me again.
Upgrade my rapier once. Did that not give me a Twinkling Titanite? Wait, hold up. I did not get a Twinkling Titanite from the Titanite bug. The thing that historically gives you Twinkling Titanite. I'm gonna go see if the other ones give it to me. That's unfortunate. She turned the Redditor to his true form. I didn't see a fedora on his head, did you? That's not a Redditor, that's just a 4chan user. It doesn't, just not giving me Twinkling Titanite. I kind of forget, I almost never kill those guys in this game. Just because I don't, like, ever need Twinkling Titanite for anything. But now when I finally do, I'm just sitting here realizing, just like, hey, the bugs that historically give you Twinkling Titanite just are not giving you Twinkling Titanite. And all I have to do, all I can do is just sit here and say, well, oh well. That sucks. Go back to the Hex guy. So, your spells are too dark. Give me something lighter. Dark damage to the weapon. Okay, so not just buffs. How about this? Ah, I see. What does this one do? Ah, I see.
No matter.
I don't know. I gotta take some time to look at this guy's stuff because I've never actually used any of this before. This is the first time I've done any kind of hex build. Get dark weapon, it's good. Also, Discord sounds. Oh, I forget that. I forget that I have to close out Discord every single time I stream because otherwise a ping will just make things bad. If any of my friends are watching this, they're about to ping me a million times. I can tell. And I can tell because I said that, not because they heard it, but because I said it. Sir, please, sir, come this way. Ah, you fools. Now I am the ruler of the castle. Right, fire, die to the guy, because I don't know why I threw a spell at him. Dark weapon is good. Yeah, I'll get dark weapon. I don't know if it's able to be applied to the weapon, my rapier, because it's a Twinkling Titanite based. Because a lot of these games just don't let you do that if that's the case. Ooh, nasty. Light torch, very short torch, and there's the first. Okay, I actually need those souls, so I'm gonna go back and get those. There's another ping. Don't you mean now I am the dark soul? Yes, now I am the dark soul. Solar of darks. I'm hearing more Discord noises. If those get any worse, I'm just going to mute Discord. The thing is, I don't have Discord open right now. I have it exited out. It just still makes noises because of how Discord works. Let me do that. There we go. I can menu, see?
See, lest.
Alright. Level up, and faith as high as I can get it right now. Okay, ideally I want a 30-30 split faith and sorceries, so faith intelligence, and then I want attunement to be pretty high at some point, which also means I need to find some rings, but I'll do that off stream because this is a build that I will be playing off stream. This ideally was supposed to be a one-off character, but then I was like, oh yeah, I've never done a hex build before, so I might as well do one of those. You can't use a dark weapon if your weapon is infused. I think that's the only restriction. Oh, actually, that's sick then. In that case, I'll definitely check that out. I mean, I don't have to use this rapier, so probably still worth it to get, even if I. Probably still worth it to get even if it doesn't scale with the weapon I'm using right now. I should stop saying scaling. If it can be applied to the weapon I'm using right now, it should still be worth it to get. So that is something I'm historically bad at, is using words that don't actually belong. Okay. All right, cretins. Well, uh-oh. It appears that the magic user is resistant to the magic. Who'd have thunk? Quick way to check is to use a pine or ooze. Fair enough. What's this? Big eyes. This is Dark Souls 2. A very bad game, or a good game, depending on if it's the year 2023 or the year 2024. Or depending on whichever one of my videos you watch. Okay, I'm not actually worried about my health right now, so I'll have more of an opportunity to do spells. What's up? Or ma'am? Three more. Oh, nasty. Man, Estus is so slow when you have like stupidly low ADP. Oh, great. No, Mytha. No. Okay. I know. I've played this like 3 times. I meant this stream specifically. I know we're having fun here. Well, welcome on in and stay hydrated. How's it going? There's more good than bad, I'd say. I'd say there's a pretty healthy balance of good and bad, but I like to think there's more good. If it was up to me personally, I'd say there was far more good than bad in Neon Dark Soul. Dark Souls 2. Hey, keep doing that, Mytha. I'm gonna switch to Dark Orb, see if she's any more resistant to hexes than she is spells. Actually, she's decently weak to them, actually. I love that attack so much because it leaves her open for so many different attacks. Oh, that was a bad idea. I knew I shouldn't have attacked, but I did anyway. Oh, no. I'm doing good, my dude. I definitely enjoyed your Dark Souls 2 vids. I'm currently working on a project for the end of the year where I talk about people who talk about Dark Souls, or Dark Souls 2. Do you prefer vanilla Dark Souls 2 or Scholar? I've never actually played vanilla, believe it or not. So I can only say that I prefer Scholar because I haven't had the opportunity to try a vanilla. At some point here, I'm planning on it. It's just more about like, do I really want to buy Dark Souls 2 a fifth time? That's an exaggeration. I've only bought Dark Souls 2 3 times. I have Dark Souls 2 for PlayStation. I have Dark Souls 2 for Xbox, and I have Dark Souls 2 for Steam. So do I want to buy Dark Souls 2 a fourth time, really, is the question. Should I play this? I've played every other Souls game. There I go again looking at chat instead of the game. If you played every other Souls game, then yeah, definitely play this one. Play Dark Souls 2. That's my recommendation is always to play it. Try it out. It's definitely a divisive Souls game. It's very different from the other ones, but I always believe it's worth checking out. So yeah, I definitely say yeah. I don't know why I did that, knowing full well the consequences. Do I have? I do. Oh hey, a doorbell. I wonder if that was able to be heard on stream. Remember to do her New Game Plus for cast speed, +2 Arbozo. Oh, come on, dude. You didn't have to attack right when I landed. Alright, I like the look of your guy, by the way. Oh, thank you. He's currently very dead. Or she's dead. I'm going to... I should show you guys the actual character. Oh no, I dodged wrong. Okay, I'll do a reset there, but I'll pop a humanity here and show you guys how the character actually looks. Oh dang, I'm currently playing both versions side by side to compare them. I personally believe vanilla is better, but yeah, I'd only recommend playing vanilla on sale, and you can skip buying the DLC. Yeah, the DLC are pretty much the same from my understanding. It's like if you have Scholar, you can play the DLC, and that's basically all you need. Yeah, here's our actual character. Here's what she looks like. I picked a couple of presets and then hit the random button several times. And we ended up with this red character. This very nice, beautiful red character. Looks amazing, is amazing. What was with Bald Markiplier in the video? Oh yeah, Bald Markiplier. I had to sit there for a second and go like, what? Oh, it was the Wharf Stash guy. I made a character at one point in time that I just called the Blippy. I made it on my Xbox version of Dark Souls 2 Scholar, and ever since I've just kind of reused it as like a reoccurring little goof character I've had. And that right there is Blippy. He was also in the first video as well. He was in the the first Dark Souls 2 video as well. Ooh, yeah, that was a bad idea on my part. Should have waited that out. She's gonna scream, gives me time to drink. Then we're just gonna play chicken. Oh, nice, great attack. Thank you, Mytha. Despite hitting her, that didn't do any damage, so that's awesome. Ooh, yeah. The walking lunge is always tough to predict. I'm always expecting that. Or that. Ooh, nice. Very nasty. Never mind. That's actually really great. Now I can heal. And do some damage. This boss isn't hard. It's just with melee you have more openings than you do with spellcasting, because you gotta stay at range, and a lot of her attacks are range closers. Ooh, okay. Ouch. Enemy placements in vanilla are quite different. Hide Knights spread out in different locations, and Black Knights from Dark Souls 1, fewer ganks, and space enemy placements. That sounds nice, because that's what I've heard about it. Arboza, no agility. No. That's what I've heard about Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls Vanilla, 2 Vanilla, is that it's like the placements feel better, and that Scholar changed a lot of positions. I mentioned that a bit in my Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 2 is criminally underrated video. I did mention that a bit, but I didn't like go full into it because I didn't really know. I didn't know the exact details, like all the precise ins and outs of what was changed and what wasn't with any placement. I just know that it did get shifted around for the worse in Scholar. Which is a shame, because a lot of other things in Scholar are good. I thought I had an Estus Flask out, which is not, in fact, what I had out. Again, that walking lunge is brutal. Come on, Mytha, do something good. Like that. And less forced invasions. I know Forlorn was like Forlorn was specifically vanilla Dark Souls 2, right? Like I remember Forlorn was like a thing that was mentioned as like a Dark Souls Scholar of the First Sin only. Which Forlorn sucks, like I'm without Starve on this one. Forlorn's just awful. At least from his experience in doing the no-hit run, it was awful. I don't like it just as a base feature. My apologies for the silence. I really want to get this boss done with today and not have to try again. Focus on actually beating her. Alright. Were there any other videos or channels that might have inspired to make your Dark Souls 2 videos? No. So one of the videos I watched that kind of like made me want to talk about Dark Souls 2 just that one time was Zero Lenny. He made a video called The Dark Souls 2 Problem, which I referenced in my first video on Dark Souls 2. He gave a lot of really good points there. I know he's not a big fan of Dark Souls 2. I know he likes aspects of it, but he's not a big fan of it. And he makes jokes on stream about it all the time. It's like the butt end of the joke on his streams, and it's all in good fun. And watching his like breakdown on it kind of made me want to do my own, give my own thoughts, because I really like Dark Souls 2. I enjoyed the game, and I thought there was a lot of good credit that could be given to it. Ideally, one of the things I didn't like think of until I was making it was I also wanted to do kind of a version of a Dark Souls 2 is good that doesn't last for like half an hour to 3 hours like other videos do. Like Matt Matosis, I think is how you say his name. His videos are very on the topic were very long. You have H Bomber Guy's very, very bad one, which was like almost 2 hours. And then you've got like Mowler's humongous, stupidly long breakdown as well. I wanted to kind of like give an option like a, hey, Dark Souls 2 is good, guys, that doesn't like waste anybody's time or like try to do too much explaining. And I wanted to be like very concise in what I was trying to explain and try to do. And while I don't think I worded that video perfectly or like good enough, I think what I did was perfectly fine.
There.
The boss reminds me of the ghost girls in Dark Souls 1. Really annoying. She's perfectly fine. Mytha's fine. She's not like the best boss in this game, but she's also not like the worst either. And it all depends on kind of like if you've prepared enough for her. But for the most part, she's perfectly okay. I need to go and talk to a person. Not you.
No injury.
Who am I thinking about? I'm thinking about a particular individual. I can wait for now. Remove those, because then I can use Resonant Soul. Yeah, Resonant Soul. The dragon area after Alia's Keep was probably improved, or notably improved in Scholar the First for most part. Oh yeah, no, the dragon area after Alia's is so much better from what I've heard. Because before I heard that like you didn't have the gauntlet, like you had to fight everything going up, which was awful. And it was one of people's like main complaints about that area. And that area like right now, like that dragon area, not dragon area, but like the dragon temple up there is one of my favorite areas in the entire game, just because one of my favorite areas, I should say, to be more eloquent, or not eloquent, but I should speak better, is one of my favorite areas specifically for that purpose of it's got a function beyond just being a, hey, there's enemies here. It's like this is a gauntlet, like you're fighting for the respect of the dragon knights, which is really cool. Jester pants, get ye boots. I don't know where those are. You'll have to tell me where those are. Also, Earthen Peak. Not Earthen Peak. Well, yes, Earthen Peak, but Gilligan.
Hi. You want to go? Yeah,
you want to go down, eh? I want to do this one ideally. I want this one, but I don't have stuff for that one. But I'm gonna learn prostration gesture.
What?
Spice guy. Oh, in Iron Keep, yeah. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I forget that merchant's there all the time because I just never use him for anything. I got you. My favorite thing about Dark Souls 2 videos is that a lot of the community has different opinions about it. That's one of my favorite things as well. I was really excited to put this video out because like people know me as like the Dark Souls 2 positive guy, like, you know, Dark Souls 2 good. So to put out a video just calling it out for its faults, I thought that was a very interesting concept, and that I was very excited to see what people were going to say about it. Actually, gonna see how this rapier works. Interesting. interesting little rapier. Yeah, I was really interested in finding out like what people's reactions were going to be like, and I haven't looked at the video's reception yet, like because I typically don't look at videos until after like I want to say 2 to 3 hours have passed. That's when I actually look at videos to get a gauge on. Oh yeah, it's a chime. I needed the chime for that. Do I have the chime in my inventory? Can I grab that chime? I was interested to see that, but I typically don't like look at stuff until then. So after the stream ends, I'm gonna look at the reception. I was really excited to see what people would talk about because Dark Souls 2, for the most part, people say like, "Oh, Dark Souls 2 bad," but for the members of the community who don't say like or like spam that kind of rhetoric, it's a really interesting point of conversation and topic because everyone's got these like different ideas, different like opinions about it, and everyone's got like a different perception on how the game is to them and how it like comes together as a cohesive experience. Definitely have a fair and compressed take, so props to you, my guy. Thank you. That's my goal in the end, is to point out everyone's perspective from the community in one video and then to give my own take. Very good. I'll keep that in mind because I'm excited to see that. I haven't seen your latest video yet, so I'm gonna go watch that now. Have a good stream, dude. Thank you. Have a good day, night, or whatever it is for you. Very interesting. Alright, will I get Armorer Dennis or Fencer Sharon? Armorer Dennis, which is one I would definitely prefer because he also uses magic, so he doesn't like to roll around as much. I say as he rolls around a lot. I don't like these two invasions, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that in my first stream of this game. These two invasions are, in my opinion, very abysmal. Very not fond of them. Come on, sir, I need your flesh. Never mind, you need mine. Okay, I gotta turn my brain off of fun mode real quick and actually play good. I don't understand the hate. This seems like any other Souls game, hard but fun. Yeah, it's basically just that. It's like any other Souls game. It's a little bit different from the first two. The thing is, like, when this game initially came out, when Dark Souls 2 initially released, it was like the highest rated Souls game. Like, everyone was loving it. Like, a few people were like, "Oh, I have some criticisms here and there," but it wasn't like this like detrimentally hated thing like it was a few years ago. Like, it's now coming back around to being like pretty balanced in like who likes what and like the, you know, that kind of stuff. But
Cheers.
all right, good. I bought my pants. Pants bought. Train of thought. Come back. Yeah, back when this game came out, a lot of people were really loving it. But then after a few years, people started to like go like, ah, well, this game isn't so great, and that was after let me look at the thing. Reduce this one, which is great. That was this is the problem I have with me, my brain, is I have a thought. It's really good, it's detailed, and then it just like goes somewhere. It like goes on a trip, and I don't know where it goes. Dark Souls 2, when it came out, people liked it a lot. Highest reviewed Souls game. Dark Souls 2 Scholar came out. People were like, this is the definitive edition, right? Play that game. People don't like Dark Souls 2 Scholar the First Sin for different changes and enemy placement and all the reasons I listed in the video. For a while, Dark Souls 2 became not just the black sheep, but an objectively bad game to a lot of people. And then eventually from there, it grew to being like what it is right now, which is just like a semi-accepted, people like it, but it's not like a game that people look at and go like, wow, that's like my favorite game ever. Like, it's still a divisive game, but like it's not like it was a couple of years ago where people just trash on it and just hate it and say like, oh, you shouldn't play that game, avoid that game at all costs, don't play Dark Souls 2, it's bad. Like, people were avoiding this game specifically because of what other people were saying about it, which I don't think is very fair to do for Dark Souls 2, because it's still a perfectly fine game by itself. Like, in its own rights, Dark Souls 2 is a excellent experience. Except Cat and Boots. Yeah, I need to go get the souls for the cat ring, though. That's what I'm trying to do here. Oh, that did significantly less damage. Yeah, I'm gonna get the souls for that. How's the PvP in Dark Souls 2? I've been trying to do Dark Souls 1 PvP, but it's a little dead, I think. Dark Souls 2 PvP is a bit more fleshed out. People do it a lot more. I think it's got one of the best PvP. But there are a few different people who run exploits. Like, the main PvP zone is actually the area that we're in, like, right now. Like, this particular area is, like, the PvP zone for Dark Souls 2. This bridge. I would say it's still very alive and active, but it's not nearly as active as it once was. We'll just call it like that. I typically never run past everything here. I'm going to attempt it though, just cause. I don't like Iron Keep at all. Iron Keep is definitely one of my least favorite areas in this game. Alright, that's fine. Boots and cats and boots. Why are you beatboxing in my chat? I have strictly said this is a no beatboxing chat. Of course I am. I am kidding. Beatbox in my chat all you'd like. I'm gonna close my room door because my dogs are getting fed finally. They are quite loud when they eat, so I don't want my voice to be suddenly interrupted by barking noises. There's probably a better space I can get. Yeah, there's a better space. It's called the Shaded Woods. Man, I'm thinking about it right now. I'm wondering, like, really, like, what the reception's gonna be like, because the Dark Souls 2 video, the initial one's the most viewed video on my entire channel. Like, it's basically shaped, you know, what I do here. So I'm interested to see if this is gonna be like the same deal. I don't expect it to be, but it'd be interesting to see what happens with that. Because I think this is like the closest thing to a sequel that I've ever made.
I've been.
Okay, please give me fire.
But do you, anything? Just.
Yes, here. Take the stuff that I walked into this place with.
I went, but thank you.
Alright. Now prepare, miss. I'm gonna let this go, and everyone's gonna die in this room, so good luck. Okay, well that was a very... I picked a very bad enemy to attack. Very nice whisper conversation. That room, I don't know why I didn't talk about that room. That room's just ambush the room, and I'm not fond of it. Any room like that in a game where it's just like, hey, welcome to ambush the room, but it doesn't like give you effective tools to fight again, like fight back with. Like you can see there, like I was 3-shotting, which is fine, but the TDK in Dark Souls 2, ideally you want it to be higher if you're gonna be put into a room with 6 of those guys, because the damage that they deal back to you is not little by any means. Don't kill Bubsy. He's a big dude eyes. You'll know him. Oh no, I won't kill Bubsy. I never kill Bubsy. Hey Bubsy. Come on in. I can hear my dog barking because she just ate. She gets... Both of them get very, very happy when they eat. We're going to do a quit out to enemy to reset their positions. He dances if you don't break the wood door. Ooh. Ooh. I wish I had actually given that a chance then. I love stinky monsters. I can get behind them. Wouldn't say I love them. Oh, yeah, he's right there. Okay. Doesn't seem to be dancing. I can do a jump. Forward, backwards, over and over. Ah, I see. He goes, but, oh, okay, so he like does a shuffle. Then I see. I see. This is the wrong room, sir. Die. Also, I went the wrong side, I think, actually. Either that or it's down. It is down. See, that's my problem with these. I remember where these things are. Or no, that they're there, but I don't remember exactly where they are all the time. My stats like 22 faith. Getting there on that. Slowly but surely. Stay behind fire with door open and aggro. Alright. I'll go back through and do that in a moment then. I'm gonna try to get us to the good part of the shaded woods. Whoop-a-doop-doop. Dang, I'm kind of at a loss for idle topics because I burnt through so many of them when I was streaming to nobody. Which is very hilarious. I did a lot of talking about 100% in games and the value that some of them have and how a lot of games just don't have very good 100%s. Because I'm currently trying to 100% Monster Hunter World, but that game is hard. It's rough to... I can't say it's hard to 100% that game. It's just rough to do it. It requires a lot of grind. It's not very fun. At times it is, but other times it's just not. 100% that I really don't like is a Demon Souls remake. Those achievements are definitely easier to get than the OG PS3 release, but I just don't like them because a lot of them require you to do like things that remove your freedom as a player, like use specific weapons to kill specific bosses, and it's like, well, great. I was trying to build into this thing for this run, but I guess I have to just suddenly switch to this weapon and use it for this one boss. Oh well. Like those kinds of achievements that take away your freedom or like limit you or don't allow you to still like do what you want to do. Like I don't like those. And unfortunately, Monster Hunter World is full of them. Or not Monster Hunter World, sorry. Unfortunately... Oh, that's really bad damage. Unfortunately, Demon Souls is just full of them. The two achievements that I think are like passable, but I don't like the implication behind them, or the requirement behind them, is to invade a player and win, and to be summoned by a player and beat a boss. The reason why I don't like those specifically, in the context of Demon Souls, the remake at least, is it means I have to pay for PlayStation Plus. Like PS Plus, which is already a system that I don't like, a service that I don't like. I am forced to pay $80 for the cheapest version of it if I want to do those achievements. So to me, those are both just $80 achievements, which is just awful. So I think that's a good example of a 100% or platinum that is just not good. Also, very cool hitbox. They're just not good. And World is still bad, but I like Worlds more than Demon Souls Remake because at least with what I'm doing in World, it doesn't tell me like, oh, use this particular weapon to kill this particular monster, or do X amounts of hunts with this weapon against these specific types of monsters. It doesn't do that to you. I'm still free to do the hunting type of achievements in any way I see fit. So I think it's a more tolerable 100% in that regard. Hello, welcome in, Scholar of Corland. I'm not too sure why the CH are in brackets. I'm actually gonna ask why is the C and H in your name in brackets? It's a very interesting thing. I would like to hear. I would like to hear the story behind that. Not a fair trade there, Health. Not a fair trade at all. Come on, Natsuka. I just want to use your souls to make my faith scaling better. Solar without wordplay. Oh, okay. I like that. That is very interesting. Thank you for answering. My apologies again for a lack of commentary. Yes. I forgot those have a programmed timing. Ah, dang it. Killed by the claws. I like Dark Souls 2 too. I can agree it is underrated. Hit him, I'm trying, kamikaze. I'm trying. Arbozo, yeah. Arbozo. Rip, you'll get him next time. I'll get him next time. I'll get her next time. I'll put my mic in a better position. I'm learning new things about audio production and how to like actually make these things sound good and better. And I've learned the way I put my mic makes certain sounds pop more than I want them to. So I've learned to put it in a different position to prevent that. It's not perfect, but at least it makes it better. Yeah, I believe it's at least half underrated. It's becoming less underrated as time goes on. Like as of late, it's been getting the love it deserves as of late. I'm very happy about that. See if I can just bait that attack. Never mind. Yeah, those are on a set timer as to when they actually go out. They're not like other bosses where they will just go based on your positioning. Definitely glad that Dark Souls 2 is getting the love it deserves, because it's definitely a good game. It's interesting. Oh, okay, that's one thing I can talk about. There's an interesting like bit of the mindset for it, because when I was making my video about the underrated, like Dark Souls 2 is underrated, like my initial playthrough was a very positive playthrough. Like I was having a good time playing it, and I was really enjoying getting the footage. But when I was making the recent one, the one I released today, Dark Souls 2's, what went wrong, the playthrough was like primarily negative, and I think it's because I was like looking, like I was seeking out negative aspects of the game intentionally. So like there, of course, I would be having a bit more of a negative playthrough. But just that small like shift in mindset was enough to affect my entire experience with the game that I already know that I like. I'm gonna try to get her butt slam. See if I can't do the funny like cheese glitch thing. Or that could happen. Are you doing base level run? No, I'm not. I'm just doing a hex build for today. I put out a video today about Dark Souls 2, so I thought, I typically stream Tuesdays, so I'll do a Q&A for the video and and play Dark Souls 2 alongside of it. Unfortunately, I did a complete. I streamed for an hour and like 40 minutes, which is how long I've been streaming for right now, where I was just streaming to nobody. I was an unlisted stream and I did not even know. I didn't realize. I caught on like during a boss. But no, today's just like a fun little hex build, playing the game, answering questions, chilling and hanging out. I wish YouTube had points so we could gamble like Twitch. You might have also been impatient with the game trying to get footage. A little bit, yeah. I will admit, I've been dealing with a little bit of creative burnout as of late, so there was also that as a secondary factor. Just, I definitely wasn't feeling it when I was getting the footage, like, and that was a big problem as well. No, the same thing happened during my Kingsfield thing. Like, getting the footage for Kingsfield, I was getting a bit turned out. A lot of chats just happen all at once. I'm upset because I'm doing a boss, so I can't like look at them. Ah. Yeah, I was definitely impatient getting footage. Like, I typically am not, but yeah, just with all those things going on at the same time, it was definitely a matter of just general impatience as well as just me not feeling it. Ooh. Impatience is what I'm having right now. I am very much so slacking in the patience department with this fight. Spam more chats. Spam. Chat spam. I would love if YouTube had more like Twitch stuff going on. Granted, I'm not like monetized, so I don't have access to like half the stuff that other streamers have access to, but well, not, I shouldn't say half. It's like the 2 functions I don't have access to, which are just membership stuff, and I think that's actually it. I think it's just memberships. Arbozo. My first was Dark Souls Vanilla. Next one after was Dark Souls 2 Vanilla. First thing surprised me. Summons can heal themselves by using Estus. And I didn't like Dark Souls 2. That's fair. It took me 2 to 3 months to retry it, then I got to hide, and it changed all. Everyone's got their journey with this game, and it's always great hearing about people's first experiences and what they thought about it. My first experience with this game was interesting. I kind of just played through it, was like, alright, that was alright, and I just went through. I don't think I ever thought this game was anything like... I don't. When I first played it, I definitely didn't think this game was anything too special. I was just like, all right, that's Dark Souls 2. Cool, I guess. The entire time I was going through it as well, I was just kind of going through Happy Souls in my mind, going like, oh, that's the part of the game from Happy Souls. Ah, that's that. And I was just kind of like putting a face to a name. Or a name to a face, however you want to say it. I'm very distracted right now, and that's very evident. Yeah, but my first experience was just very much so like that. Just like, oh, wow, this is from Happy Souls. Oh, this is that. I didn't think it was anything too special. I did mention I talked about my first experience with Dark Souls 2, and I talked about my first experiences with all the Souls games in a video I made last year called Journey of a Souls Veteran. It details my entire experience with Souls up until that moment. when I made that video. So basically the past 7 years of my life, and in my time playing the games and how they affected me. Happy Souls. Happy Souls is great. I love that animation so much. One attack, don't get greedy. 1, 2, back off. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and I got hit by the third. Dang. That's fine. Just gonna wait for an opening like that for a heal. Instantly go back down to the same health I had before. Get a very good opening for a heal there. Man, those claws have strange little hitbox. I need more Estus is what I need. Quit rat. Ride wife, life good. I'm trying. She keeps turning. Well, I was trying. I haven't been trying in a minute, but she's trying to ride me right now, which I don't appreciate. Ah, great. Man, those claws, they got a very weird lingering hitbox. Like, it doesn't even matter if you have high ADP. Like, sometimes those will just hit you. It's kind of unfortunate. But oh well. Arbozo. Again, like you can see it right there where it does that. Like, I just hit my D-pad sometimes and it just doesn't. Wait a second. I was mentioning that when I was having my schizo stream. Wait. None of you guys know what I was talking about. Sometimes when I play games with this controller, this is like a specific controller I have for some games, I typically don't play Dark Souls with it, but it was already hooked up this morning, so like, might as well just use it. The D-pad, sometimes it'll just do this thing where if I hit one button, it decides to hit the other one as well. Stamina management moment. 3 there. Ew, I went early and then I went late. One good jab, then I leave. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Those lingering hitboxes, man, those are the killers here. Ashka, I just want to wear your skin. All right, ride wife, life good. Stay behind her, but not like right up next to her. She turned again. Butt slam. Butt slam. Oh, almost. Ride wife, life good. Dang it! Kill wife! Wife fight back, kill wife. See, just did it again there. Wife fight back, kill wife. Wife gone. Regret. I like that elevation because it makes some of her hitboxes more friendly. I shouldn't have greeted there. I greeted hard for that last hit. I should not have done that. That exact sentence is why I love this fight. Natchka, I don't hate her. She's a good fight. She's got a couple of jank hitboxes, but otherwise, it is ride wife, life good. Wife fight back, kill wife. Wife gone. Regret. Wife 7, rat 0. Look, rat will get one sometime, alright? One of these days I'm bound to get my due. It's gotta happen within the next, like, 10 minutes, though, because I don't have... Ooh, I just noticed. I was meaning to say this, like, a while ago. I only have, like, 10 minutes left to stream. I just kept forgetting. I know, I only have, like, 10 minutes left, so it's gotta happen within, like, the next 10 minutes. If I'm still stuck on her in 10 minutes, though, I'm like... I demote myself as a Souls player. It's like, man claims to be good Souls player, can't even beat Scorpionus Nachka. With a rapier of all things as well. I find it funny that this game is rated T. But has like arguably more in it that would make it not rated T than like games like Elden Ring or like just even like base Dark Souls. Dark Souls 3 actually is a great example. It's like Dark Souls 3 would have been like the game to have as rated T, but instead that one's the M rated one, or one of the M rated ones. Don't submerge, that's dumb. Yeah, no, this one was the one that got rated T. But it's definitely not as tame as the other ones are. I know Armored Core got rated T. And that one was definitely a deserved T rating. I think that one's a fair rating for Armored Core 6 is T. Because besides robots, you don't really see people. So, how's wife doing? Wife's doing pretty good. Wife's AI is kind of broke, but, she's alright, though. Like, she's, like, trying to look up at me like, dude, what are you doing? What's wrong with you, man? Alright, there we go. Ride wife, wife good. Or life good. Alright, now I can afford the cat ring. So cool. 8-ish minutes now. Yeah, 8-ish minutes left for stream. I'll try to see how far down to the rotten I can get in 8 minutes. Let me run, you fiendish game. Congratulations, you won the divorce proceedings. But did I really? Are there really any winners in the divorce proceedings? I swear I found a shard. Yeah, no, yeah. Totally. Yep, but. Let me have my juice. Thank you. Oh, I actually do have one. No, you don't have one. Okay, great. I discovered this while I was schizo streaming, but I'm gonna see if Shalquar is over here. She's not. You can talk to her through that wall if she's sitting on like the shelf over here.
What? You have...
Cat ring. Alright.
Satisfied? I'll be around.
Yes, I'm satisfied, cat lady. I'm satisfied. You got the house? No. We didn't have a house. We had a 2-bedroom where we have to... We both have our names in the lease, so we have to live there for a little longer. Because, you know, legal whole things. We've resorted to just doing different schedules. I do overnights. She does early mornings. That way, when she's at work, I'm asleep. When she's asleep, I'm at work. You know. Looking back, you've done a lot for a 2-hour stream. I mean, yeah, for a 2-hour stream, yeah. I mean, plus the 2 hours on top of it that I was schizo streaming for. Which, if you don't know, I started a stream earlier because the original idea, the announcement I made was I was going to stream at 3. Which is when I started streaming. I started stream at 3. YouTube always has my default streams set to public. But for some reason today, it was set to unlisted. For like no reason. So I clicked it, thinking everything. I did the exact same thing I do for every single stream, thinking it was fine. And then, like 2 hours later, like no one came to stream, no one was talking. I was like, this is fine, because the last time I did a Q&A was for a video I did on Subnautica, and that one I think had one person who showed up, which is, you know, it's fine. He was very cool. I asked a lot of questions. We had a good chat, but I was kind of like used to like, oh, Q&As, like no one really shows up for those. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, this is fine. I'll just fill silence with like random things I'm talking about, like I'm doing right now. And then in the middle of me fighting the skeleton lords, I look over just to see if anyone joined, just to look a little bit above the concurrent viewers number, just to see the privacy was set to unlisted. So even if I wanted to, no one was going to be able to watch that stream. So I'm going to retitle it to the Schizo stream, give it a new thumbnail, and then make it go public and have that as like a fun VOD to watch on top of this one. And typically I take the VODs, I make after a week, they go unlisted and then they go into a public playlist I have so you can watch them. That way they're not taking up too much space on people's like subscription feeds. That's what I do to clear that clutter. Typically I do that, but the Schizo stream, I'm just going to leave it up. I'm just going to leave it up forever because it's just too funny to me as a concept. Where did Emerald Herald? Okay, there she is. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to eat my souls first. Actually, no. I want to keep her soul and her soul. And I want to go talk to Strayed because he actually does have spells I can get from those souls. Yeah. Yeah. So I do want to just use this 9600 to level up. Which should get me 2 levels up? No, just 1. And I'll pump it into Faith. Still don't have enough for Great Resonant, but that's alright. Gotta stop hitting buttons too fast. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, take off everything but cat ring and pants. I don't think this is enough health to survive even one drop. Gonna keep it real with you. Can do this. This might make it doable. I don't think so, but we'll see. Oh, sick. That's actually cool. I was really unconvinced that that was gonna keep me alive. I was very much so there. I was prepared to die there. Now I have to make the funny jump. Yay! I didn't make it. Yay! Every time I hear bye bye, I think of the bye bye. Am I too far gone? I don't know what you're referencing there. If I say bye bye, whenever I think, if I say bye bye, I kind of think about the Mario bye bye. I use lion costume for jumping in there. Yeah, I typically just use the ring, and then level health. But I'm a wizard. Wizards don't need health. Glass cannon all the way. Let's actually aim the jump in the right direction. Whap. We'll go fight the rat boss. That'll be our end off for today. The one that is put over clips of people mewing. Ew. Ew. I love rats. I also love rats. I've mentioned this before on stream, but interestingly enough, rats are not my favorite animal. Which is very funny because ironically enough, my favorite animal is a snake, which is like a predator to rats. I can keep that weapon on if I want. Bring up blades as well. And my favorite animal is a snake, which is a predator to a rat, but my online persona is a rat. Which is it's quite the interesting concept. It's a little funny. But I've said this on the stream before. I have gone by rat for so long now that whenever I hear the word in real life, I react to it like my name has been said. And it's not become a huge problem, but it's become a minor problem because I'll hear like on like the TV, they'll talk about like rats or something, or something will be going on, or I'll go like by a pet store, or like someone will say the word and I'll just like my neck will snap in that direction and go, huh? I didn't look it up and I never asked for it. It just won't stop showing up. Fair enough. Okay, everything I know about mewing has been against my will. Full line warrior set is better than ring and pants, reducing falling damage. Ooh, alright. I'll keep that in mind. For my favorite type of run to do in this game, this is actually my first boss that I fight. I say fight. I typically don't fight this boss to start with. I start with Dragon Rider's the Dragon Rider, but I cheese him, so it's not like it really matters. My throat's like closing up, I swear. My voice is getting raspy. But I like going down here first because I need to fight this boss to get Roy the Explorer to spawn. What is happening to my voice? Holy crap. I'm in a state of fear of confusion. My throat is closing. I think it's because I've been talking for so long. Yeah, I need Roy the Explorer to spawn. That way I can farm Awe Stones for the Covenant, the Covenant of Champions, the Champions Covenant. And I do that at the start of the run. Then I do... This is my first boss, and then my second boss is usually... My second boss is the Rotten, and then my third boss is trying to remember her name. It's the boss right before Sin the Slumbering Dragon. Ilana the Squad Queen. Now, hey, now I want to join your covenant. Come on. Let me join the Rat Covenant. This is why Dark Souls 2 is the best, by the way. It's not because of anything I've been saying, it's because of the Rat Covenants in here.
Thou hast taken the ring and this. I pray.
Pharaoh's Lockstone. Same here. It's the same times I like to expose my friends to brain rot, so I dabble. I was definitely that kid for a while. I am that guy. When I was a teenager, I liked to show people just like the worst things imaginable. Not like the worst things imaginable, but like if I could, I'd be like, oh yeah, check this out, and then I'd show them like something that would like give a child from the 1950s a seizure. Just absolute horrific rot. That's what I used to do. I still do it sometimes now, but not nearly to the same degree. Most of the time, if I show someone something, it's because I think it's like an actual interesting thing. But back in the day, I'd be like, oh, hey, check this out. And they'd be like... The one I like to show people a lot was Filthy Frank and... Filthy Frank's like the various cakes. I would show people those videos a lot, which is not great, admittedly. It's like you don't want to show those to people. Bearer of the cursed, seek, but oh, I can almost get faith up to the point where I want it. Oh, let's see. Does this get me 4 or just I stay at 3? Yeah, I stay at 3. What? Alright, well that's going to be where I end off, because I do have to stop stream, because that crockpot chicken I was talking about earlier is going to be ready to come out of the crockpot very soon. It was supposed to be out like an hour ago, but I decided to extend stream because of my schizo moment. But yeah. Not because the child had epilepsy, but because their immunity could not handle it. No, they couldn't. I would say that now, but the children of the 1950s now are the old people of today. So, you know, they're already exposed to the things their children and grandchildren do. So, the crock pot could kill the child. I mean, it's got some heft to it, so there's that, but a good meal, a very healthy, substantial meal could kill anybody these days. But yeah, let me go ahead and get the stream screen swapped over. I'm currently putting together an actual, like, legitimate end of stream screen and not just the BRB doing rat things. Because I keep forgetting to actually use the BRB doing rat things screen whenever I actually leave to go do something. Like, I had a call this stream, but I didn't put the screen up. Either way, let me go ahead and pull this over. Yeah, thank you all for showing up. It was great seeing you all. I apologize for not streaming at the time I promised, but there's a great VOD of me just talking to myself for 2 hours that you guys can go watch. I'll make that live once I get the thumbnail made for it. Or actually, I'll make it live now, and I'll just change the title, and then I'll make the thumbnail later after I eat. But thank you all for popping in. It was great talking to you guys. I've got a few updates coming up pretty soon for the channel. I'm making some pretty big changes. So once I get those things figured out exactly, and I figure out how I want to go about making the changes and talking about them, then I'll shoot you guys an update. I'll probably be putting up a poll either tomorrow or Thursday, asking you guys what your preferred method would be for this update, whether or not you'd like to see it in like a stream or a video dedicated to itself, or like just as a simple community post. I'll ask that either tomorrow or Thursday, because I should have everything figured out by then. But that's all I got for now. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out the new Dark Souls 2 video. I think it's pretty good. But either way, that's up to you if you like it. So thank you all for popping in. I hope you guys have a great, wonderful rest of your days, rest of your evenings, a wonderful week, and in case I don't see you, a wonderful February 29th, the reckoning day of all mankind. Thank you all, and bye-bye.